everyone, welcome to my kitchen. I am Dana, and behind the camera is a wonderful man, Robbie, who will be my part-time cameraman, full-time tech guy, and today he's also going to be voluntold actually, to be a part-time sous chef with me because I've got a lot to make today. Today is for those of you who don't know, I rummaged through my mom's old recipe file to find things that she makes, and today we're going to be doing oven brisket because we did not have a smoker growing up, and I still don't have one, but hopefully that'll change this summer sometime soon. We're going to do baked beans from scratch because while there is nothing wrong with these, because I've been known to make these from time to time, my mom made them from scratch when I was growing up. So we're going to do that. And we're going to make some ice cream, and it's going to be a creme fraiche ice cream with buttermilk. So not a super sweet ice cream, but then we're going to top it with strawberries Romanoff that Robbie is going to be making. And he may be surprised by that, but that's what he's making tonight. And if we have time, maybe some appetizers. That's my plan today. So the first thing we got to get going is making the baked beans. Well, hi 16-bit Ghost and Venom Rex and Arcwind and Hot and Ready. Thanks guys for being here. We're going to start by beginning and starting the baked beans. Now, if you make the baked beans according to the slow and slow to get the flavor, this actually takes about 6 hours to make. I'm actually going to show you the low and slow, but I actually started a batch earlier today, so you won't have to wait and be online with me for 6 hours to have a taste of those, because that might be a little long. Oh yeah, and hey, here's a picture of my mom and my grandma. I'm going to let Robbie figure out what that looks like on there. In the kitchen, because this is where we hung out all the time. And that is a 70s kitchen if you ever saw one. So the first thing we want to do is we want to cook all of our vegetables for our baked beans in some bacon fat, and we want some bacon in our baked beans. I don't know about you, but bacon. You know what I want to make sometime, Robbie?
What's that?
There is a place down the road from here, and they have a bacon jalapeno chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream.
Why am I just now hearing about this?
I know. We'll have to try that one night now that we have an ice cream maker. But so yummy. Okay, so I'm going to chop this up, and then we're going to get it into the pan here. And what we want to do is we really want to render the fat, but what we don't want to do is like crisp the bacon up too terribly much. So we're going to try and prevent that from happening by cooking it at a lower temperature rather than at a high temperature to get that started. All right, so here's my bacon. I took 4 pieces of bacon, and this is cherrywood smoked bacon. If you have a favorite bacon, a favorite way that you smoke it, use that. I think what else would be really good here is a nice heavily peppered bacon, but I had cherrywood smoked bacon, so that's what we're using. But if I were going and buying it specifically for this dish, I would probably buy the pepper bacon. All right, let's get that started. I'm gonna make a mess here, and that's okay. So while that is cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and the 2 things that we're gonna kind of render in that bacon fat when it starts happening over here is onion, and you could use a jalapeno. I still have a Fresno chili left over from the other show. So that's what. And the reason why I'm doing this, doing the baked beans first, is because they take a long time. So if you're cooking them for a dinner, this is probably something you're going to do earlier in the morning. Now I started soaking navy beans, and I promise I'm going to start chopping here in a minute. I started soaking these navy beans yesterday. If you don't have time, like you forgot to do it, you can quick soak them on the stove like I did when we did the cowpoke pinto beans. So you just bring them to a boil and let them simmer for about an hour to cook them, and that's kind of like soaking them for 8 hours or overnight. All right. So, oh, I forgot a bowl. Because otherwise I drive myself nuts running back and forth to the trash can. So we'll put that over here. So 1 million points.
For me to help.
Oh, for you to help? He's going to help even if nobody gives 1 million channel points.
Well, don't tell them that.
I already told him that. I said, you're going to be my sous chef tonight. Otherwise, I'm the one who has to suffer. That's not fair.
Well, when you put it that way.
And everybody else has to just wait while I plug along here. All right, let's get these seeds off of here. But you know, as I talk about a lot, food should be fun and you should play with it and take a basic recipe and change it around. If there's a type of chili pepper that you really like, you could use that in the baked beans. You could use more of it. If you want it to be really spicy, you could use less. But I would use at least some for flavoring. And if you don't like things that are spicy, use a milder chili. Use a poblano. All right, so we're gonna dice this up. And then we're going to dice a tomato and onion. Am I missing something? There's a dog camp. Oh, do you have it on the dogs?
For a little bit.
For a little bit. Do you see them with their bones, and yet they still fight? They each have their own bones. I get bones from the butcher for each stream. And while the first stream, they were a little like, well, not Otis, because Otis doesn't care. But Rocky's like, I need to be part of this. What's going on? He's a little crazy. Now he's like, oh, I get a bone. Yay.
He can be bribed.
See, people are like, don't give them ideas that they have to cost channel points to see the dogs. You're going to be so mad at them when we do that, aren't you? All right. Do you know where the silicone tongs are? Are those in the, did you put those in the dishwasher last night?
Yes.
The look of disapproval on my face. That the tongs, I don't want to scratch this because this is a non-stick surface here.
One moment.
And you know what? The kitchen always smells good, even if the only thing that's happening is bacon is frying. But actually, it already smells like brisket in the kitchen. All right. Now this calls for a small onion. I had half of a large onion. Thank you. You're the best. So I'm just using a half of a large onion. Thank you, dishwasher.
You're welcome.
Your job is never done. Doesn't it feel that way?
I mean, kind of.
Kind of. Alright. Guess who's going to be here next Thursday? Cooking with me. We're going to cook up some Mexican food next Thursday. Kelsey's here! Woohoo! I'm so excited. So we're going to figure out some Mexican food, and I'm sure there will be margaritas. So that'll be awesome. Hollywood Kelsey, yeah. All right. Still want to render a little bit more of this fat out of the bacon. So we'll let that go for a little bit. While they're doing that, I'm going to drain the liquid out of this.
Let you go. You keep moving on me.
Huh? And then
You.
I'm moving.
Yes, you're moving.
I don't know how to cook without moving. I don't know how. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you. Yeah, my birthday is on Saturday, so Robbie and I are going to go to the beach for the weekend, which I am excited about, and Robbie is probably not very excited about.
I mean,
I
yes.
mean, you're with me, so that's exciting.
That's why I'm excited. Doesn't matter where we go.
But for me, I love the beach, and Robbie hates sand. Or is hate too strong of a word?
It's fine.
Uh-huh. You should see the look on his face. It's like, it's fine. All right. So my bacon is starting to brown a little bit here, which is what I don't really want to happen. But we've got a little bacon grease in here. So I think enough to kind of sweat the onions and the peppers here. So I'm going to very carefully not stab myself with a knife. Throw all of this in here. And now let that cook down for a little bit. So we'll give that a couple of minutes. And while that's happening, I will open up the beer that's going to have to go in there. And I think, what else is going in there? Beer. Oh, I forgot, while this is happening, while this situation's going, I've got to make the sauce that actually goes into the baked beans. We don't need it right this second, but we will need it. Oh look, and I went to the trash can and I found it there. Okay. So for that, I need a bowl. But I don't need a very big bowl. Alright. Now can you smell the onions in the bacon?
Mm-hmm.
I love that. That's good. So we need ketchup. And this is going to be a 1/4 cup of ketchup. So this is that nice, like sticky glaze that you find on baked beans. This is the sauce for that. Even though we're not putting it in there right now. But then we'll have it ready, so I don't have to do it last minute. All right, we're gonna do a 1/3 cup of molasses, or if for some strange reason you happen to have, I put that on upside down. You always put it on upside down. And I did it this time because I washed it. All right, we're gonna put a 1/3 cup of molasses. If you've got sorghum syrup for some reason, I don't know why you would, but maybe you do, then you could use that instead of the molasses. But you need something sticky and sweet in there. I'll just use that. Get that off of there. All right. And I need some brown sugar. A couple tablespoons of that in there. They do make sorghum syrup, although I don't think I've seen it for a long time. And I think I may have had one recipe once upon a time that had sorghum syrup in it. But you know what, you can almost always, if it's calls for, if you find an old recipe, because that's the thing, I'm pulling out my mom's recipe, so some things that were readily available, like in the 70s and the 80s, aren't readily available, and stuff that wasn't readily available is. Molasses is kind of a staple, so if you ever find that something calls for sorghum syrup and you can't find it, use molasses. It'll work just fine. All right, we also need, let me see in this one, I need Worcestershire sauce and I need chili powder. Okay. Worcestershire sauce. So we need a teaspoon of that. Get to the teaspoon. I don't really like the spoons when they're stacked, but then they don't get lost. Because they were always getting lost before. I have a love-hate relationship with the stacked measuring spoons. All right. right, and then we've got some salt that we need in there. This is my handy dandy measuring device here. We want about a half a teaspoon. We want some ground black pepper. Probably about 1/8 of a teaspoon of that. And then we need some chili powder, and we need 1/8 of a teaspoon of that. You don't want to put too much chili powder in here, otherwise it starts to taste a little like chili and not like baked beans. But if you like that, put more chili powder in.
Good to know.
Good to know. I'm full of useful and useless information. I'm good at both.
How do we know which is which?
Oh, you thought molasses was supposed to be slow. That's usually the consistency that I see it, but once you cook it down into other things, it gets really sticky. But there's probably different ones out there. How do you know which is which is useful and which is useless information? Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Yeah. Or was I looking off and not at the camera? Robbie's back there and he's off to the side, or he's standing up, and when I start talking to him, he gets behind the camera like this. And he's tall, so that would be useless information right there.
I appreciate the example.
All right, oh no, I don't want to do that yet. That's for later, okay? So now that our bacon has gotten a little bit crispier, we have some nice bacon fat in here. Onions are a little sweated down. I actually think they're probably a little more cooked. I'm going to put in beer, okay? 12 to 16 ounces of beer to deglaze the pan. This one doesn't really need much deglazing because it's a non-stick pan. And then we're going to put the beans in there. And now we let this simmer for an hour. Now, if you're making this and you need to make it faster than this, go ahead and buy your navy beans in a can. And then you can also put the syrup in here, and you can let this sit on the stove and start to get really syrupy and thick and get that baked bean consistency. And probably takes about an hour still on the stove when you do that. And then you would want to put it in the oven for the last 15 minutes or so. All right, I'm going to put this on this back burner because this one, even though it will start to simmer, actually I think I need to boil this first. Let's get that boiled, and then I'm going to put it on that back burner because it's really, this one doesn't simmer very well on the front burners. They stay too hot. My back one has a simmering plate. All right. So that's going to go. And where did I put the lid? There it is. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm always running around like a chicken with its head cut off. Does that really happen? Do they run around when their head's off?
They do really do that on the farm.
Robbie's family, his mom's family grew up on a farm in Nebraska. There were
And I got to witness that.
yes,
Yeah, more than
yeah,
once.
there were lots of kids,
And chickens.
all with names that start with J. So, all right. So if we got that down so far, what we'll do after an hour is we're going to put the beans, some of the liquid that's in here, along with this sauce, into a container to put into the oven where it will stay for about 4 or 5 hours. You won't be here, but I have more baked beans that are currently in the oven almost ready to come out.
Like magic.
Like magic. Is Nebraska pretty great? I haven't been in Nebraska, so I don't know. So I only have to
You're
trust
missing out.
people.
We could have gone there for your birthday.
We could have. You didn't suggest it. But we would have gotten there and had to turn around
Yeah, it'd
and
be
come
tough
back.
to do in a weekend.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to leave this here. Actually, you know what you probably want to do is wash some wash this because you're going to
All right,
be
just stay in frame.
doing some strawberries.
Stay in frame.
I'm staying in frame, but only for a minute. because I have to start making the ice cream.
Someone said ice cream? I'll wash dishes all day.
All right, this is gonna be, I've never made this ice cream before, so hopefully it tastes good. But I think the strawberries, they're gonna be like in some Grand Marnier and sugar and all that, and I think it's gonna be pretty sweet. And so I think this will be a little less sweet of an ice cream, so it'll go really good with like sweet stuff on top of it. You're in the hundreds today. Are you up in Nebraska? Is that where you are, Arkland? Creme fraiche it tastes a little like sour cream. It's a great question, but it has more of a cream cheese texture to it. So you can see how it has more of that kind of almost cream cheese, like I said, texture to it. I'll just repeat. All right. So there are two parts. If you've never made ice cream before, you want to make a custard to make the ice cream. And this isn't like the custard like, you know, like a mousse or pudding or anything. This is just a custard that we put into the ice cream maker. We probably don't need these anymore. And the thing is, you're working with eggs. And so eggs, if you try to cook them too fast, then they do what? They get scrambled, right? So the trick here is to cook a lot of the other liquid ingredients, and we're going to do the buttermilk and the creme fraiche, and I think it's a lemon. I'm going to have to look and cheat here. Lemon juice and some lemon peel in the pot. We're going to have the eggs and the sugar in another thing, and then we're going to put some of that hot liquid in to gradually bring up the temperature of the egg yolks so they don't scramble. All right, so I'm gonna come over here and get this started. So my eggs are gonna go in here. And I need 6 egg yolks. And I like to buy really good eggs. Are you gonna pick up the ice? Rocky sometimes will pick up the ice, but he's busy with a bone. All right, so we just want 6 egg yolks for our custard. And for those of you who saw me doing this one-handed the other day, it just takes too long for me. But I'll buy cheap eggs to practice cracking one-handed. Let Robbie know if you need to see something different. He's trying to give you guys the best view over there. You know what I don't have? I don't have the chat over here. Can you bring that over to me, please? I'm so very thankful. He's so very, very helpful. They throw it back in the shells. This is so much easier than throwing it back and forth in the shells. I think this is the way I learned how to do it. And then somebody bought me an egg separator, and I was like, I don't understand the point. Just one more thing in my kitchen. Oh, can you? Oh, get this. I got it. All right, and one more. So this one calls for 6 egg yolks. And I'm going to very carefully try not to overflow this bowl because I used a little bitty bit. All right, and then I need some regular sugar. How much? How much do I need? Let's bring this over here. I need 2/3 of a cup. me, have trouble finding stuff in the kitchen. I have so much. You could use the egg whites to make an omelet for sure. You can also make a meringue if you're in a cooking mood. We used to make these cookies. Well, I still make them at Christmas. We call them nighty nights. It's just egg whites, chocolate chips, sugar, and pecans. And you turn the oven on, and then you put the cookies in and you turn the oven off after it's preheated. So preheat the oven. Okay, I'm gonna mix those up while this other stuff is going in the pot over here. Oh, I cannot. Oh, it's not in there. Oh, you're putting that on there. Okay. We are gonna need the ice cream maker, but not quite yet. All right, so this one calls for 2 cups of creme fraiche, which I thought was a lot. And I'm pretty sure this is 1. How many ounces? Yeah, because this is 8 ounces. 8 ounces is a cup, right?
Sounds right.
8 ounces is a cup, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. All right, so there's our creme fraiche. We have to put some buttermilk in there, and I need 1.5 cups of that. Are you so excited? Are we seeing all these dishes and going, yes?
I'm saying yes for ice cream and all the other stuff here. Maybe.
All right, thank you, Fallen Age. I was pretty sure I had that right, but you know what? Sometimes when it's been a really long week, you question yourself on that. All right. So while I get that started, I'm going to get the lemon out. And you don't want this to get too hot that you're doing on the stove. Like, you don't want to boil it. If you're doing a traditional ice cream, it'll have cream and milk in there. And you want to just bring it to where you start to see little bubbles. What are you looking for? He's doing this to me, so. Okay. So it's kind of an interesting, I think it's going to be an interesting ice cream because you have the creme fraiche, which has kind of a sour cream, sour taste to it. And then you also have the buttermilk, which also has a sour-ish kind of taste to it. And we have some lemon juice left from making margaritas. So I'm going to put a little bit of that in there. And then I'm going to put some lemon zest in there. Hey, are you ready to start working with some strawberries? While I do this, can I show you how to hold some strawberries?
Yes.
Or not? Are you busy over here? I mean, if you're busy, you're busy. All right. Holding strawberries, and Robbie's like,
we're going over there?
Again. Well, I'm standing over here. Is there a wide shot? Can you get both of us? So professional talking about shots. It'll be a tangy ice cream, yeah. So I'm kind of excited to see what it's going to taste like. All right. So come here. Let's get some strawberries. And let me show you. I don't know if you guys all know how to hold strawberries because Robbie goes, what? All right. So all you gotta do is, hulling is really basically taking off the leaves, but we don't want to just take off the leaves of the strawberries. We also want to kind of get that white that's at the top. So you just kind of cut around the edge and down. And depending on the time of the season or when you pick the strawberries will make a difference as to how much white is in there. And if it looks like it's kind of tough, we don't really want the tough parts of the strawberry. We can cut that part out too so that you're just left with the strawberry. So what Robbie's going to do is he's going to finish doing some of these. And I hope he's paying attention. because he's going to do this. Where am I? Am I here? Okay. And then cut them into 4s and stick them in this bowl until you have
And
3/4 of the bowl.
what are you doing?
What am I doing? I have to attend to the custard right here. And then we'll get the other stuff in your strawberries and get them in the refrigerator. You can see we talked about this beforehand. And then I have to temper the stuff.
I wasn't paying attention. The slicing, yes, not the top.
Okay. So, leaves, right?
Mhm.
You know how when you cut open a strawberry, there's that white stuff at the top? We're trying to cut down and around that so that we're taking off not just the leaves. And see, I still left some there. So, we want to get that out of there because it doesn't really have any flavor. And texture's kind of itty. So there we go. All right. Now I've got my sugar and my egg yolks mixed together. And that is not warm yet. It's melted. Ooh, that is tangy, tangy. Maybe a little more lemon zest. It'll have the sugar from the other part. Anybody else here ever have like creme fraiche ice cream? Forgot to take the tag off. Hard to zest this way. Oh, and you've got the trash bowl over there if you need to. Oh,
No.
okay, I can put that in there. Sometimes I expect Robbie to just read my mind. I don't know why he's not able to do that yet. But it would be kind of scary if you did.
Yeah, but it'd be helpful.
Or scary.
I want to be able to turn it off though.
That's the problem. Once I'm in your head,
It's too late.
it's too late.
It's
It's too late. You like Kelsey's apron? Yay, Kelsey's here. And Aladdin's girl is here. So hi guys. So glad you are here. So tonight what we are making, just to reiterate, is we are making an oven brisket, which I haven't started yet. Well, I have started one, but I haven't started the new one. We are making some baked beans from scratch, so not out of a can, not that there's anything wrong with it that way. And Robbie is currently working on the strawberry portion of dessert that's going to become a strawberry Romanoff. I am working on a custard base for the ice cream that's going to be a creme fraiche ice cream. And then we've got a vegetable gratin coming up, and hopefully an appetizer that has persimmons. It's a persimmon bruschetta if we have time to put that together. So that's where we are right now in all of this. I know you're going to be here for soon, and we're going to make some Mexican food next Thursday night. Woohoo! Excited for that? Are you excited
I'm
for Mexican
excited.
food? All right. Is this warm yet? All right, that is a good temperature right there. So we don't want to scramble these eggs, so we're going to temper it because we need to actually get it on the stove and cook them by putting a little bit of this in here, and then we're going to stir it in. Whisk that in there. And so we're just gradually, and I am just, I don't know if you can see, I'm just splattering.
You're mostly
stuff
on camera.
all over the place like that. No, I'm splattering stuff all over the place. All right.
There we go.
So that's one of the reasons we don't want to cook this too fast, because if we cook it too fast, it starts to become scrambled eggs, and I don't know about you, but scrambled egg ice cream does not sound good to me. So, everybody's hungry. Me too. I'm hungry too.
Me three.
We still got a ways to go. So if you're cooking this dinner for people, make sure you start, probably late morning with the baked beans and by early afternoon for the brisket. Because the brisket will be in the oven for about 4 hours. Baked beans are supposed to be in the oven a little bit longer than that. So, you like scrambled eggs and you like ice cream, but would you like scrambled eggs ice cream? I mean, I like pickles and I like ice cream. And when I was a teenager, I worked at an ice cream place and we made dill pickle ice cream and it was not good. All right, so now that I've got these eggs, oh my gosh. I can't see you guys because there's ice cream base all over you. Okay. Now that it's a little bit warmer, we're gonna put it in here. I'm gonna turn this down and I'm gonna just keep stirring this until it gets a little thick. And while I'm also doing that, I'm going to clean up this gigantic mess that I have made over here. There's eggs and buttermilk and creme fraiche everywhere. All right, you're gonna need that.
Did you want all these done?
No, this is plenty right here. This is plenty. Okay, so now you're gonna take that Grand Marnier. It's over there. And you're gonna put, I don't know, a tablespoon or two, probably a couple of tablespoons in there. There's not much left in that bottle. Take a guess. Take a guess. Oh, and also I just chatted but I didn't mean to. That was just me cleaning off the thing. So
You said a couple tablespoons where?
And the strawberries? Yeah, that's good. And then you're going to take some of that confectioner's sugar back there, powdered sugar. Oh my gosh. I'm going to be finding ice cream base on things for days.
Do I need to toss them first?
You're going to toss them with that in there too. So you're going to need about a 1/4 cup. This is a 1/3. Here's an 1/8.
2 of these?
Yeah, I put like 1 1/2 because I don't think you quite have as many strawberries as the recipe calls for. Yeah, this is approximate. This doesn't matter. Robbie says it matters. I think I drive him nuts too because I'm like, yeah, this is close enough, and he's a numbers guy. He makes spreadsheets for fun.
Just giving away all my secrets now.
Yeah. He's like, hey, I made you this spreadsheet of your mortgage over time, and I'm like, why?
Happy birthday! No, it wasn't for her birthday.
And he's like, because I was just having fun.
You're gonna lose everybody on the stream if you talk about this anymore.
Does anybody there, do you say, woo, spreadsheets, let me do that for fun?
Just me.
All right, no, now you need a little orange juice. So, well, there's an orange here, so here's what I want you to do. I want you to zest some of the orange, which is why I gave you the zester, and then cut it in half, and then get the juice from 1/2 of it. It's plenty.
What's going on?
Just listen to me, you're my sous chef.
You better be careful. Kelsey won't even come down here.
Yeah, she will. Oh, okay. I guess there's not. Probably should put a little beef thing in here. Wait a minute, where's that? If your beans, while they're over here simmering, get a little dry, you could add a little beef broth into them as well. A little bit more. I love the zest of lemons and limes and oranges in my food. It has so much more flavor than just putting the juice in. It doesn't water anything down. All right, and cut that in half and juice that, and then toss all those strawberries and stick them in the fridge. Did you get all that? You gotta pay attention. All right.
Should I use the juicer for this?
Would you say he excels at spreadsheets? Yes, he does. He does. I made my mess with style. Thank you. I try. I'm a hot mess quite often. I wouldn't say I used to be, but all of a sudden I am. And that's crazy. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you. Strawberries.
You said half.
And Hot and Ready says spreadsheets are not fun. So, yeah. Yeah. And then toss all of that, and then it goes in the refrigerator to sit until we need it. And I'll just keep stirring my ice cream base. Hi. How are you? It's Friday for us because we're gonna drive to the beach tomorrow, and I'm so very excited about that. And Robbie has found all sorts of restaurants. It sounds like I don't do anything, does it? Like all I do is
way more than I do.
Grocery shop, menu planning, cooking. But he came up with all of these great like restaurants because when we start going on road trips this year, we said no chain restaurants. So he goes and he looks for things that have good stars and reviews. Maybe they've been on Food Network or Showcase somewhere. So yeah, a lake beach or an ocean beach, a Gulf beach because I'm in Texas, so Gulf of Mexico beach. So dicing Asian eggplant, and you're gonna do stir fry and egg fried rice for daughter's meals. Oh, okay. Yeah. What am I hearing? I'm hearing something. All right, can you see how this is getting nice and foamy here? So it's not boiling or anything, it's just getting nice and hot, and I can see it steaming, and that's about where I want it. And I think I did it without any of the eggs curdling, because when I made the vanilla ice cream, they started to congeal, but I caught them before they became scrambled eggs. All right. So what I'm going to do here is I need this to chill down because you can't put it into the ice cream maker screaming hot like this. I'll make my way. I'm making my own like. You know, this is ridiculous. It's gonna take forever. No. All right, I'm gonna do this.
Well, there you go.
I left a few ice creams in case you're making a drink later. Okay. Since we're on vacation. All right. I'm gonna get it out of this hot pot and into this bowl and let that cool down. And hopefully I got that thick enough. I guess we'll find out. Maybe more zableone. That's not what I want. I know where stuff is in my kitchen.
Well, that's good because I don't.
You don't know? Yes, you do. Usually you get things right when you put them away. Oops, I just got a little water in the custard. That's not good. All right. We'll let that sit over here and cool down, and in a little bit we'll go get the ice cream thing to put that in. All right. Oh, you didn't put the strawberries in the refrigerator. Can you do me a favor? Can you go put this in the refrigerator in the garage? I'll get the strawberries. I have the strawberries. Okay, next step. We're gonna go back to the baked beans because they've been simmering here, not for the full hour that you would normally simmer them, but for, oh, you're over here, or are you here? Can you see me? You can always strain the custard just in case. Yeah, and I could see in that one I did strain the one that I made the other day because I could see that it was a problem in there. So if you're making your custard and you think you may have gotten it a little hot and it starts to congeal, just run it through a strainer, but mine has beans in it right now, so I didn't really want to add bean flavor to that. All right. Let's do this next. I need to. Let's see. These are my baked beans that I made earlier. I'm going to set those out of the oven so we can put our new baked beans in the oven. Hello. Okay. I do want to save some of this liquid, but I don't want to use all of it that's in here. So I'm going to put the sugar away. No, I've already used all the bowls. So this I need to throw through a strainer, and this may make a mess because this bowl is too little. But I'm going to give it a try. Now when my mom used to, and there are beans all over the floor now, how not to make baked beans. See, I make all the mistakes for you so that you know not to do it that way. And then we're going to throw all those in there. Surprising the dogs are over here eating the bacon I've dropped on the floor. And then what I'm going to do is this nice sauce that we made a little earlier. We're going to toss that in there.
Oops.
What's going on? Robbie's, I don't know, can you hear Robbie sighing back there? Over there. He's so busy. All right. So now all of that's in there, but what I'm going to do next is I'm actually going to pour this until it covers the beans. So I may need most of this. Not quite. Okay. So we're going to cover it till all the beans are really covered. That's hot. Burning myself. Now, I'm going to stick these in the oven as soon as the oven gets to 375, and we're going to keep them at that temperature for about an hour, and then we're going to drop the temperature. No, wait a minute. Let me make sure I'm saying that right. Nope. We're going to cover it and bake it for 10 minutes at the higher heat, and then we're going to drop the temperature down to 200 and let it just sit in there until it is done. So since I'm waiting for the oven to heat up, I'm going to just stick this over here and clean up my space a little bit. You're going to make these beans for, it's so nice because then you can change the flavors up a little bit. My mom used to take it before she would put it in the oven. She would take some bacon she had started to cook, and then she would lay it on the top of the baked beans. That's really good too, because then as it's cooking, all of that nice bacon fat like starts to render and go right down into the sauce. And then you get lots of bacony flavor. All right, I'm gonna clean up Robbie's mess over here. I think we need an emote of you going, because you're back there. He's back there doing this all the time to me.
No, we need one of you. before we have one of me.
We need one of me.
Yeah, definitely
Well,
have to
what
have one
should
of
I
you.
be doing? What should I be doing if we have an emote of me? Like that?
Yes.
All right, we're gonna put the brisket together now. For those of you who don't know, my dad worked for Anheuser-Busch for a very long time, like 27 years, I think. And so we cooked with beer a lot. So this baked bean recipe had beer in it, and this brisket recipe has beer in it. But I want to clean this up a little bit because we don't need confection or sugar in our brisket. All right, simple. Oven brisket is so simple. My mom had a couple of different recipes. One of them was just taking some lemon pepper. It could be whisking a bowl. That's a good one. 1 hour, 10 minutes, close enough. That's neat. Yep. So, the easiest way to make this, if you just need to do an oven brisket, and you don't want to have to worry about it, my mom would just use, and I've used this, and a lot of people have this recipe. It's just some lemon pepper all over the brisket, and then Lipton's onion soup, dried soup mix, and then a can of beer or a bottle of beer, and then you wrap it up tight and you just stick it in the oven for 3 or 4 hours at a low temperature, like 300. This one's a little bit different. I made a rub for this, a dry rub, and the rub I made earlier today is enough for both briskets. I didn't know that when I made it, but this brisket right here is about 3 pounds. The one I have in the oven is about 2.5. The recipe is for about a 4 hours. 4-pound brisket. I'm sorry, I could not talk last time and I still can't talk today. It's disappointing. Like, whatever. All right, so this calls for a 1/2 cup of salt. Yep, you heard it here. 1/2 cup of salt. And I'm going to cheat because I can't remember all the measurements on that. A 1/2 cup of granulated garlic. Now, I didn't have granulated garlic, so I used garlic powder, but I used a little bit less because it's not as big, so the flavor's more concentrated in that amount. Black pepper, about 1/3 of a cup of that. Some celery salt. Oh, you know what? I didn't put celery salt on the other one. I don't even know if I have celery salt. Things falling on me, Robbie. All right, celery salt. Or not, if you don't have it, because I apparently haven't used it today. Again, I'm making all the mistakes for you. You're welcome. And then granulated onion, which I did have, and then cayenne pepper. And then what we're going to do, put this on here. Now I'm going to put beer in the bottom of this when it's time to put it there. But feel free, if you don't drink, don't have beer around, you can use beer stock, beef stock.
You really like your beer.
I like my beer. Beer stock, making stock out of beer. You know, I've made a simple syrup out of beer for cocktails, an IPA one. That's always good. That sounds yummy, yeah. So, we're gonna stick this in there. I'm gonna keep the fat cap up when I stick it in the oven at 350, and I'm gonna keep it there for about an hour. And the reason why is that starts to get that fat rendering, and it's kind of going down into the meat. So I'm not putting the beer in there yet. I just want this to start cooking, and then I'm gonna add the beer and put foil on it and let it stay in there. I know, Lord's a mess too. It's okay. All right, so this is going in. And my top oven is still not done. All right. And that's the candle that fell out and hit me on the head just a minute ago. All right, see how simple that is to do an oven brisket? I hope to have a smoker sometime this summer so I can start practicing, but this is a great way if you just don't have a smoker to do a brisket if you like brisket. So you're bored with the way that you cook beef, so you're definitely gonna try some. Oh, awesome. Thanks, Crafty Gamer. And I like making a lot of it because then you can use the beef. You can add some seasonings and stuff to it, and you can make like brisket tacos or tostadas. You can put it inside of omelets. It's really good. Sandwiches. I dare say you could probably make a brisket pizza too.
Have we done that before?
No, we have not, but I'm thinking about doing it now, right now. Wait till we get to the holidays. I am the queen of leftovers. I am the queen of creating something new with your leftovers so you're not stuck doing turkey sandwiches for 5 days after Thanksgiving or eating, just whatever you had, either pork or beef or Christmas or whatever holidays you're celebrating.
Like the waffle that was made out of dressing?
A waffle, yeah. So Robbie and I did, while we're waiting for stuff to be ready, Robbie and I, after Thanksgiving, I made kind of like this turkey tetrazzini, so like what's in the inside of a chicken pot pie kind of thing, and then we made waffles out of the leftover sausage dressing. So it was kind of like our riff on chicken and waffles, except it was, turkey and stuffing waffles. It was really good once we got it down. It was a little hard to figure out how to make the waffles out of the dressing.
Yeah, it took some time.
It took some time.
But
then I did turkey tamale pie. What were some of the other things? I'm trying to think. The turkey tamale pie was really good too. I think you ate half of it.
At least.
At night, that first night.
Probably.
You ate more than half of it. Ooh, yes, stroganoff is awesome with prime rib after the holidays. That's really amazing. All right, while I'm waiting for this stuff to go, because I'm just waiting for the oven to heat up to put the baked beans in, I am going to go ahead and make Robbie and I something to eat because we are hungry. And I need another cutting board. Luckily, I have many. And we're going to do some bruschetta. So if you remember the other night, and hang on, I'm just going to wipe this out. You remember the other night when we made bruschetta, we made our own kind of toast for that, and I'm going to do that in here. But I'm going to get all the bean flavor out. What are the dogs doing? I can't see them. I can only see Chad.
Got puppy cam activated again.
Puppy cam. Yeah, that could be a thing with channel points. Activate puppy cam. It would remind us to do it. So.
He heard you.
Huh?
The puppy heard you.
Oh, heard me.
Perked up on camera.
Oh. Puppy cam. All right.
That's puppy cam.
So we're gonna take this. Wow, I just bought this yesterday. We're gonna make our bruschetta toast here. I'm not gonna do too much because I only have 1% in. All right, and I've never made this before. Again, I make all the mistakes for you by trying something. And we are going to put some butter in this pan. Yay, I can put the baked beans in. Yay.
Or I can.
Yeah, can you put the cover on them and then stick them in the oven and set the timer for 10 minutes. Oops.
Which oven?
Bottom. The top has the brisket in it. Which of course I didn't set a timer for, but we'll just play that one by ear. All right. So I'm gonna let that butter melt, and then we will crisp these up. And while I am doing that, we will make the topping for this. So the first thing we're going to do is look at the recipe because I don't know this one. It's new. All right, we need goat cheese and ricotta. Where did my goat cheese go? Well, I know I have it because I took a picture of it earlier.
I was gonna say it was in there yesterday.
I know. Well, you were there.
Is it on the right side?
Aha! Aha!
I saw it from here.
Well, that's good. Because what was it? You couldn't find the top to the cover for the pizza cutter, and I opened up the drawer and it was sitting on the top. I'm just now telling you that too.
All right.
Right. I need the ricotta cheese, and I need some honey, and I need some hazelnuts. Good. Did I bring those over here already? I did. I'm going to roast some hazelnuts. Just a handful. And I'm waiting for this to melt. We could call this just Chaos Kitchen. That's the way I always feel in the kitchen.
It'd be pretty accurate.
Thanks, Rob. All right. Yeah, I think if you're going to be making things like, I like making like pork shoulder and stuff because Crafty Gamer, because you can use the leftovers for so many different things. Like I've made barbecue sandwiches, and then the next night we've had like pulled pork tacos. So, but tri-tip on enchiladas, enchiladas with tri-tip. That sounds good. Okay, so we need a topping for this, and I also have a persimmon, which looks.
So what is that?
What is it? It's a persimmon.
Oh, I thought that was the one of your posts that I was playing along with.
Oh.
It's fine.
Yeah, what is a persimmon? It's this. I know, I put it on my post, but I mean, it's a persimmon.
It
It's
looks like
a
a
fruit.
tomato.
It looks like a tomato. It is a fruit that grows on a tree and not on a vine or on a smaller plant like a tomato does. All right, I need another bowl. And I'm gonna eyeball this, which Robbie loves. Ooh, this butter's getting brown. Hang on, let me stick these in here. Because this is what I do, I burn myself.
Do you want to turn down at all?
Yeah, you can turn it down. You can also do these in the oven and brush them with melted butter or olive oil to get them crispy. This butter got a little too brown. So, you hated persimmons as a kid? I don't even think I had them. I don't recall having persimmons as a kid.
I don't remember having them.
I don't know that they grow in Nebraska. Okay, hey, I may need the serrated knife for this. All right. You've never heard of them until today. This is why I got them. You don't see them at the grocery store all the time. And they have like little seeds, so you want to get those out of there. And I'm just going to kind of chop these up to put on top of the bruschetta. And I'm going to take them off. I bet I burned these. because I wasn't paying attention. No, they're okay. They're a little dark. You don't mind. But that's hot.
I'd eat it right now to
Especially on
prove
my-
it, but it's pretty hot.
Yeah. We'll just leave those in there for now. This says, you know, cut them into nice little flower shapes, flower petal shapes, but I'm just gonna destroy them here a little bit. Oh, I have a loquat tree. I don't have a kumquat tree, but it's brand new, so it didn't have any fruit this year, but hopefully next year it'll have fruit. I was supposed to get a pomegranate tree, but we had this nice freeze in Texas, and there were no pomegranate trees to be had. I'm trying to keep this away from the crumbs here. And if I was being really nice to me and Robbie, I would peel this before I cut it, but I'm not. I really burned my finger there.
Do you need anything?
Huh?
Do you need anything for it?
Not now. Maybe later I need a strong drink for it. All right. So this calls for about a half a cup of fresh ricotta. So put a little of that in there. And then we need some goat cheese. I know I've got the Parmesan out here. That's not for this. That's for the next thing I'm making because I'm crazy and making a lot of stuff. Okay. And now I need, you know what you can't get me is the honey out of the thing. A half a cup of this. Goat cheese. It was on sale. And then I had persimmons, and I thought, why not? Did you get the honey? All right. I'm going to take those out of there and maybe put them on a plate of some sort. So I put about a quarter cup of honey in there. Your dog ate your pomegranate and lemon tree. He would not. That would not work okay for me.
Rocky might try.
Rocky was eating, we had drip lines put in the garden, and Rocky decided those were a toy. So we had to put in less
Chewable.
chewable metal sprayers on there. All right, let me see if I taste that. Oh, and that's good. Now I'm gonna put a little pepper in here. I know that sounds weird. A little salt. I was wondering what 55 meant, so thank you for clarifying that you were eating your lunch. All right, and now I want to get those hazelnuts out of here without using my bare hands.
What?
What? And we're also about a minute away. I'm going to go ahead and turn this down while I'm over here. Let's see, bake 200. All right, now we're gonna put these on here and I'm gonna chop them real quick. For bruschetta, you know, this has a lot of stuff on it for bruschetta. I prefer like really pretty simple bruschetta. Like when we made it the other night with the balsamic and the tomatoes and stuff. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And a little bit of Parmesan. But again, I think bruschetta is one of those great party recipes because it's not really that complicated. And if you're paying attention when you're making your toast, you won't burn it. But sometimes I'm not paying attention. But it's okay. Somehow I have made it to 52 and
Uh-oh.
360.
Math.
363 days. Did I do that right? Yeah. Yep. All right. So, a little bit of lemon juice. This calls for Meyer lemon juice, but it's not always at the store. So put a little bit of that in there. It calls for some lemon zest. Let me see if there's any zest left on the lemon I was using earlier. There's a little bit. And yes, I know I'm doing this upside down. You know what, while I put these together, do you want to go get, probably going to make 2 trips, the ice cream bowl and the ice cream base.
The bowl's what I put in the fridge?
Bowls, and then the frozen one too.
That's in the freezer?
That's in the freezer out there. We'll get the ice cream started. He'll be back. We're running back and forth. I feel like I need a second fridge in the kitchen. So, all right. And so this is simply just putting this on the toast. And then a few persimmons. And a few of these. You could add some rosemary, would be really good with this if you want to add something green to it. Worry about that in first? Okay.
Where?
On the counter somewhere. So I went and I bought the KitchenAid attachment for the ice cream maker. And now we're in trouble. Because ice cream is one of both of our top foods. So we'll be making lots of ice cream. So we can keep our girlish figures. All right, and I loved all of the ideas that you guys had next time. I almost made a strawberry champagne or a Dr. Pepper one today, but then I was really trying to stay true to making things that were in my mom's recipe file, so. She did not have those recipes in there, but she did have this creme fraiche one. I'll get it on there. You want to finish putting these together? I'm going to taste one. Oh, I like that. That's good. I'm just going to stand here and eat this while I watch you work.
And it's your But not tomorrow, 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
You keep getting that wrong.
If you're going to celebrate it for 2 days, well, I'm okay with that. Oh, perfect. All right. Ooh, that tastes good. Okay.
Ta-da! I'm done over here.
Are you? Okay, I'm getting the ice cream started.
I'm gonna eat one of yours though.
Okay.
It's probably better.
And go. There we go. All right.
I lied, I'm eating 2.
I don't think you got that. There we go. It's making noise. Ice cream's going. Woohoo! Am I over here? All right. That's yummy. Isn't that good?
Mm-hmm.
We're hungry. Oh, you forgot hazelnuts on one of yours.
Did I? I thought I remembered in the whatever.
Or maybe I did. It could have been me. Tattletale on me.
We'll review the tape later. Maybe.
Yeah, the creme fraiche ice cream. We're gonna see. It tastes really good when it's cold, so I'm kind of excited. And yay for an ice cream machine. You know, I had one a long time ago, but it was its standalone thing, and it just took up so much room. And I was living in apartments at the time.
Did it have a hand crank or was it an automatic that you plugged in?
Automatic. I didn't grow up on a farm.
Oh my goodness. It tastes better when you do it the hard way.
Mm.
At least that's what.
That's what your mom told you?
No, that's what you tell yourself. As you're cranking away, this is totally worth it. This is totally worth it.
It probably is, but if you don't have to do that much work. All right. Last thing I'm making for the evening.
You turned off the timer on the beans. Did they need to come out?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. It was just whatever.
Mm-hmm. 2 quarts. I bet this is 2 quarts. Ish, maybe even a little smaller. All right. We're gonna get this
It's
out
bigger
of
than the other ice cream maker we had before
Thank
this.
you. Thank you, Bob. Happy Father's Day, Bob. Your dad's gone. Oh, wait, I need this. I need to clean this off because I need this. Oh, this is what Robbie had been making ice cream in. Have you guys seen one of these? And we would have to sit there and throw it back and forth and roll it on the floor, and then Robbie would stand up and do this for like an hour.
Not quite that long, but
Pretty long.
20 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, but it's not as
And it
good.
doesn't make as much.
It doesn't make as much, and you're not using a custard for this. So this is mostly just sugar and cream and flavorings that go in it. He sat down in the chair behind the camera. I'm so bad. I'm getting better. I'm getting better. So, you know, if you want to see what's faster, this or the ice cream machine.
It's that.
It's that.
Well, at least that's my answer because it's easier. And it
All right.
makes more.
It does make more. It's creamier too. But that's more like, I don't know.
Where'd you go?
I don't know. All right. Where did the scraper go? I lost it.
Do I need to wash some of that?
Yeah, can you wash?
That sink looks pretty cold.
I need a cutting board.
Well, here, you come over here and I'll do that.
Okay.
Because no one needs to watch me wash dishes.
Okay. You do that, and I'll just stand here. I mean, nobody needs to watch me either, but they are, and I'm so glad you're here. Yay! Yay! You're back. Venom Rex is back. Yay! Okay. So the last thing I'm going to be making tonight, while everything is cooking, is a vegetable gratin. Super, super simple. Okay. We have these 4 vegetables. These came out of my garden. This did not. I'm not growing onions, but it is a local onion from Noonday Farm, so it's from Texas. I'm throwing stuff at him. He's super happy about that. Okay. This is not my mom's recipe. This one actually came from Central Market. And it's going to have Parmesan and breadcrumbs and this and olive oil, and it's going to be all yummy, yummy. You have a small garden, Kelsey. It's growing some herbs and flowers. Here, we can leave this because we can squeeze that. All right. Oh, I need my cutting board, so that's what I'm waiting for. Okay.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! I'm going to make this in a pie pan, but you can make it in any kind of dish that's going into the oven. Make it your own. Is there a knife over here? Can I have? Yeah. There's my knife. Yay.
Or there's the other one that's ready.
I like this one. Until I buy myself a stupidly expensive knife. Perfect. Thank you. All right. So here's what we're gonna do. Yeah, I found this squash in my garden. I was like, wow, it was hiding. But this will be the end of the squash and the zucchini because the plants rotted out at the bottom, and I'm wondering if that's just because we had so much rain. So feel free to have an even number of, or an even amount of each of these vegetables in your dish. I don't. So it's going to be mostly a summer squash gratin with some tomatoes, onions, and zucchini in it as well. But this is a monster. Yeah, I don't want these pieces because look how big those seeds are. That wouldn't be very good. So we'll use these bottom ones that have a little bit fewer seeds. Because that got a little too big. You have a balcony? Yes, I know. A balcony garden. Kelsey has a balcony garden too. I hope that was okay to tell people. But yeah, I used to, in my last house that I lived at, we had a lot of land, and I had a really big garden. And so I had a whole section just for like squashes and things, and a whole section for peppers and tomatoes, and then I had another section that was just herbs, and then I even had a cutting garden of flowers. I grew like Gerber daisies and stock, and that was fun. Go out there and get fresh flowers and not have to pay an arm and a leg for them at the store. All right, let's see. What does this need? Hopefully at one of the oven temperatures that I have. And for the time being, it'll work. But I think this is just a nice thing to use whatever summer vegetables come up. I'm assuming you could use like eggplant in here if you wanted to. And then my little tiny onion. You could use definitely more onion if you wanted to. But this little guy is what I got left. Because we're going out of town, so I didn't want to buy a bunch of stuff. All right. So does anybody, what do you grow in your garden, Arkwind? Because I don't recall when I had an apartment that I ever grew anything on the balcony, but that was a long time ago. And I haven't grown anything since I've been in this house, so this is my first year, so I'm relearning how to take care of them. Yeah, and people think you need to have all sorts of fancy stuff to grow, but just buying some of those cheap plastic tubs and putting a couple holes in the bottom works.
Maybe your face.
Huh? Oh. No. Okay.
Sorry.
Robbie, sometimes when my phone closes, he just comes over and goes, "Let me have your face," which cracks me up. All right. Does anybody here have a smoker? And if you do, what's your favorite thing to cook? Or do you have something really like, what are you a master smoker of?
And can you borrow it?
And can I borrow it? Drive it down here to Texas for me. What brand of smoker is another question. So our Gwen has some yellow garden beans, bell peppers, honeycomb, hybrid cherry tomatoes and some dahlias. Oh, that's very nice. I have some Roma tomatoes. I have some sort of cherry tomato. I have heirloom tomatoes. I do have peppers. We'll have to do, maybe when Kelsey's in town, I have poblanos, and maybe we'll do something with the poblanos. And I have a ton of banana peppers. My banana pepper plant's gone crazy, and that's not something I use a lot. All right. Actually, this is a big tomato. So I cut that in half too. You could make this very pretty by layering things. I'm not. I'm just hungry. So I'm not feeling very artistic at the moment. Since nobody has a smoker, nobody can give me any hints or tips on that before I go out and purchase one. Alright, do some salt and some pepper. I'll do some olive oil. In here. Oops, there we go. Clean that off. Is it looking like ice cream yet? This is making far less than the last recipe we had.
But good or bad?
It just is. It's just a note. Alright, so now I'm going to take some breadcrumbs and some Parmesan. Now remember how I haven't liked my Parmesan that I've had, or maybe you don't because you're new here. I like this one because the last one I had didn't have the rind on it, and the rind is so good when you get down to it. Now I know that there's some lemon and some orange on here, but it'll be fine. But, let me go over here. Oh, okay. Oh, someone has a smoker. Hanredi has a smoker. And you do a lot of salmon and sausages? That sounds good, salmon on the smoker. Never thought about that. Okay, I'll move it. I'll move it. You can use your words. It's okay. Okay, so Jake Boudreau on Cody's Discord. I'll have to check that out. Well, it sounds like it makes a lot of beef jerky. Okay. All right, so we're putting some Parmesan into our breadcrumbs. Thanks, guys, for the heads up and the hint. Because people seem to be like, this is the best smoker ever. Like everybody seems to have their preference, but I'd like to know kind of why. I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil in the breadcrumbs. And toss it, and then I am going to try and, all right, see how this is not very pretty? Robbie is my set designer now too. I appreciate you, babe. All right, but it's colorful, isn't it? A little cheese smoker, nothing fancy. See, I'm trying to debate. Do I just go and get, like, just get a smoker? Just spend some money, get a little smoker, or do I save some money up or spend the money to go ahead and get, like, a bigger one? I don't know, because some of them are really expensive, and I want to know kind of why. Oh, did everybody see Rocky?
Mm-hmm. Coming after that cheese.
He is coming after the cheese. Okay, and then we're just going to stick this in the oven. All right. I'm going to stick it in this one. If you want to get a head start, you could throw like the onion, and if you want your onions to be more caramelized, throw the onions and your squash and all that stuff in a saucepan first and saute it real quick and get a little caramelization on it, and then stick it in the pan with the tomatoes. That would be really good too. Oh my goodness, buddy. I can't see it right behind me. Dude. That was in the way. Okay, I I've made a giant mess here. Yours is too small? Okay. Costco has grill smokers right now. Yeah, I took a look at them at Costco, but it's good to look at that again. And then Gideus, hey, you made the steak on the grill and it was amazing. Hey, awesome. I'm so glad it was good. I'd be sad if it wasn't. Because getting a good steak is not cheap. Okay, so I'm going to start in a minute plating up some dinner for Robbie and I. But first, because like I said, I had already made a beef brisket and some baked beans and had those in the oven when you got here today. But the one that we worked on has been in the oven for about an hour. So now we are going to take a beer, and Robbie is going to pour this beer into the pan. And Robbie is going to pour this beer into the pan. So I was wondering whether to get a Traeger, because I think that's one of the top of the line, and I have a lot of friends who think that is the one to get.
All of it?
In the pan with the brisket. So
Not this one.
Not in that. And then, so Robbie's going to pour that beer in with the brisket. And then he's going to put this on around it to keep all the steam and let it steam inside the pan. All of it. I'm over here. I'm over here. Did you guys miss us? He's always so worried when nobody's on camera, but you know, they're, huh?
And then
And then the foil. So that's it. Robbie loves steak. So if you ever make steak, just invite him over. And of course, we all know, those of us who know Cody loves steak, because I don't know that I've really seen him order much else different when he's been out. All right. The kitchen is a wreck, which means it's time to make some dinner. Plates. We've been making dinner. Right.
I sure hope so. It's otherwise I'm really confused. I mean, there's definitely, some ice cream going on over there. I can put that back up.
Rocky has sniffed out the brisket. Alright. I've said alright a lot. Is that my thing I need to break? Alright. See, I said it again. Alright. And I said it again.
You must be hungry.
I must be hungry. Look, can you show this? Look at these baked beans that were in the ovens, cooking slow and low all day. All right. Hey, Robbie, would you like to taste this?
Me?
Yes. How is it?
Those are really good.
Yeah.
A lot of flavor.
Hot?
Not too hot.
Okay. You get some of that bacon that's kind of caramelized in that. Always good. Okay. Now we're going to do the brisket. I'm going to get that out and slice that up. Now once again, this is not the brisket that I started during the broadcast. This is a brisket that I started around 1 o'clock, well actually about 12:30 this afternoon. And I think it needed to be under the high heat a little bit longer than I had it, which is why I kept this one at the high heat a little bit longer. But I had an appointment, so it needed to, I didn't want it to be in the high heat that long. All right, there we go. We probably don't need to serve all of that fat to everybody. But it is really good to keep it on there when it's cooking. Am I cutting that the right way? I am. So see? No smoke ring. But it is nice and tender. It's just falling apart. That's really good. I am gonna have food for days. I'm okay with that. Robbie is I cook basically 3 times a week.
I love leftovers.
He takes leftovers to work. I am going to, well, the vegetables aren't ready, but we're hungry, so we're gonna eat this. We'll eat vegetables later.
Ready?
Oh. Let's see if the ice cream is ready.
They're watching. Oh.
What? What? What happened? Was it me? Oh, the camera's right there. You need to warn me of these things. Okay.
What going on?
Well, this is cold. It'll stay cold for a while. So we'll just leave that there while we eat some food. And then we'll eat some other food.
So we'll behave and not have dessert first tonight.
You may have dessert. You are a grown-ass man. You may have dessert first. It is 100% up to you. My dogs are watching me. I don't know if you can see this, but they're... Here, I'll treat them, but not in the kitchen. I'm walking around this way. Am I making your life hard?
Sort of.
All right. Wait. Rocky, wait. You get over here, Rocky. Wait. Wait. That wasn't a very good one of him. With treats he's really good, but when it comes to real food, he's not as good of a listener. Should have done the veggies earlier, but you know what? The important stuff, the brisket and the baked beans and the ice cream are ready, so we'll go with that. Okay. How much brisket do you want? One more?
There we go.
Alright. And then give you these. See, it's not too much. The other brisket's a little bit bigger than this one. That is okay. You probably need a fork. So not the prettiest of plates, just because the veggies aren't on there. But it doesn't matter because it's super yummy. And we're going to eat this, and then we're going to eat the dessert in front of you. And I'll tell you what I like about this dessert too, when I read it. One of the things I had a lot, and I don't know about you guys, but we had ice cream parfaits a lot when we had people over. That was one of the things. We had some sort of angel food cake, or we had some sort of parfait. Not a trifle, but a parfait. So it was ice cream and fruit. Usually there was like
chocolate syrup or liqueur in it as well. And I think the strawberry Romanoff would be really good because you can use this creme fraiche ice cream and you can use the really sweet strawberries and you could add some extra Grand Marnier or some other fruit liqueur in there in the parfait and make it really pretty. So, did any of you guys grow up having ice cream parfaits? I mean, my mom had special glasses for it, but I don't know if I have those or not. Thank you for my fork.
You're welcome.
So you guys should be over here because there is going to be enough food for everybody. You know, if you're around the corner, come on by. Are you ready for dessert?
I was waiting for a knock at the door.
Oh, were you? All right. I know I've asked this before and I've gotten Asian food. Meatloaf is on deck for some time in July. That was somebody. What else do you think you guys would like to see me try to cook and make all the mistakes for you? Oh, cheesecake. My mom did not make cheesecake, and she made pies a lot, but not crisps. Beef Wellington, well, that's come up a couple of times. I guess I'm going to have to attempt to do that at some point.
What about cheesecake?
You want me to make cheesecake? Okay.
Just throwing that in there. I really like cheesecake.
I know you like cheesecake. That's one of your favorites. We were watching, I don't know if you guys have watched this Crime Scene Kitchen, where they go in and it's bakers and they are trying to guess what was made in the kitchen. And Robbie and, well, I was sitting on the couch and I'm like, sour cream, cream cheese, it's got to be a cheesecake. And nobody got it. And these are professional. In fact, the guy who makes cheesecakes for a living didn't get the right dessert. Crazy. Okay, it has to be baked cheesecake with eggs in it. Okay. I've made cheesecake before, so I think I can do that. Robbie's like, what? You've never made it for me. But pies.
Yes,
I like pies.
Lots of pies.
Oh, that was Alexa. I was thinking of doing angel food cake today and doing one of those things that in the 70s were big desserts with angel food cake with like whipped cream and mandarin oranges and stuff in it, but the pan for it just got here now, which is why I switched gears. But I'll probably do that sometime too. So,
Yummy.
yeah. I probably should put less on my plate. I'm gonna make dessert.
It was so good I forgot there's dessert. And I'm tired.
And you forgot there was
Maybe
dessert?
it's just because it was really good.
Got a pink fairy pumpkin on sale, roasted and pureed it, and sent me some, and made pumpkin swirl cheesecake. Ooh, I bet that was good. I love pumpkin pie, and I love the flavor of pumpkin, so pumpkin cheesecake. Okay, sounds delicious. I'm gonna make one of these desserts. Now, last time, we made dessert last week. We only made one, but then we probably ate a lot of that cobbler that we made and a lot of the ice cream. All right, you guys see the ice cream in here? Uh-oh. Normally I would stick that in the freezer to get a little bit harder. But we're not doing that today, because we want to eat it now. All right, put some of that in there. I do say all right a lot. We probably need some sort of
meme or something just to break me of that habit.
Careful, it's the internet. That can be arranged.
I know. Here we go. Here are these strawberries that Robbie put together for us. Robbie. I should probably get that fixed. I think Rocky took some ice too. How is it? There's not even like any ice in there left.
It found a way.
Man, oh man. All right. So it looks pretty simple. I don't know if you can see it. There's so much stuff in the way here. Here, maybe I'll move this over here. All right. Can we see that now? So my ice cream's a little runny, but that's just because it came out and hasn't been in the freezer. And it looks simple with the strawberries, but I can tell you, you can smell like the orange and stuff on here. And I've got some fresh mint outside, which I think will be really good on top too. And it's got this nice, if you like Grand Marnier, this nice orange kind of sauce that I'm spilling all over the place. I'm gonna go grab some mint.
Okay. Puppies.
All right.
What?
I said it again. I'm just gonna tear some mint on the top of this. Put a little mint leaf on it. And are you ready to taste it? This kitchen is a wreck. What have you done, Robbie?
I haven't done
You
anything.
guys there? All right. I said it again. You know, there needs to be a counter. How many times does Dana say, all right?
Is this one mine?
That could be yours, but you're going to taste this one first. All right? And I think you could, if you wanted to, cut the strawberries smaller, especially if you're making a parfait, and let them sit in that juice maybe even a couple of hours would be really good. It would. Well, Joyce, if you would like to come over here and crank a ice cream, bring your old crank bucket along, and I will gladly put you on the stream. You can sit right here in my kitchen and crank some ice cream. I'll even let you be in the air conditioning. And that's Robbie's mother who's making fun of me right now. Which is okay, because I make fun of everybody. What do you think of the ice cream?
I like it.
It's interesting.
So-
It has a cream cheesy flavor to it.
That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm terrible at recognizing flavors. Just-
Even your favorites? Is it getting hot in Texas? Yes, we are beyond. Is it getting hot? It is hot
It's officially summer.
here in Texas.
It'll
And
be
it was-
summer for 3 or 4 months now, and
And
then it'll freeze again.
Well, we get a few good days in there. We get a few good days. I don't mind, like today wasn't so bad because the humidity wasn't like it was before. Puppy Cam,
Not yet.
not yet? Oh, Puppy Cam is coming. It was not over 100 today, but the heat index has been over the last few days, has been over 100. So, Nebraska's over 100. Well, I will be grateful for where we are, but it was so humid after all the rain that we had. You almost had to swim through the air. It was like that kind of a humid day. So, and I still have food in the oven.
I think that gratin's going to take a while. Let me take a look at it. Yeah. You guys got to see what it kind of is like, and if you want to see what the finished product looks like, I will be posting pictures on the social medias that you can find on Twitch. I do the recipes go onto Dana's Kitchen on Facebook. That is the best way I've found to get the recipes up. I'm behind by a week, so I don't have everything up there, but I'm going to be putting recipes up there and hopefully get caught up next week. If you're on Twitter or Instagram, that should kind of circle back to Dana's Kitchen for you to get the recipes if you want the recipes for anything. If you see me make something and I haven't posted it up there, let me know. I will be more than happy to either send it to you, message it to you, or get it up online as well. But these were basically most of the ice cream and the strawberries and the brisket and the baked beans were all from my mom's file. Yeah, so there's that. So, and I think Robbie put up there the where you can find the recipes for everything, and that includes all past recipes except I think from the first couple of the first week or so that I was on the air when I was just trying to figure out how to be a human on the air. If you have anything else, any questions or suggestions, you can throw them into chat. You can message me.
Kelsey was wondering why she's visiting in the summer.
Why did you visit in the summer? I don't know. I offered to take you to Napa for our trip too. So we'll still have to do that sometime. Because it might be a little cooler up in Napa and Sonoma. But this was your choice. But you know what we have here? We have Fuzzy's Tacos. So you cannot get those in other places. Well, yeah, there's a few places you can get them, but mostly you get them here. So, all right, everybody. Robbie and I will probably not be on the air on Sunday. If we are, hopefully you'll get a notification. It'll probably be, if we do, we're trying to find some place that has some good Wi-Fi because we'll be driving back so we can sit and chat with you and show you what we're eating. And if not, I will see you next Thursday and come and join because Kelsey will be here. And I'm very excited about that. And we'll be doing some sort of Mexican food. I'm thinking it's going to be pulled pork orejas, but I'm not quite sure yet. So we will.
And happy birthday.
See you soon. And thank you guys for all the birthday wishes. That's so sweet. Thank you. Bye.
Bye guys. Thanks for watching.